Hello, my name is Mark Mobley. This storyboard covers the training for practical communication, which is part of a course on leading ad hoc teams. I selected a template named Serenity to construct the blueprint to give me a consistent color scheme, font, and layout across my presentation. This title page is designed to establish the baseline information for content creators that would be using this as a tool to design the course. The next page, the user encounters, is an explanation of how to navigate the document. Basic navigation is accomplished through the forward and backward buttons, which appear on the screen no matter which device that you use. However, there are a couple of exceptions that I used. The main menu and the description of learners have alternative methods to move around, and I wanted to establish that understanding with the user. The user will see this main menu after clicking the next button. Instead of creating a linear document, I wanted to allow the learner to explore topics in the order that they saw fit, skipping anything that they felt like they had mastered, and providing the ability to revisit topics without having to click back through a slide deck. I took this from our training for Module 3, allowing the learner to be self-directed as much as possible. So first, let's talk about the software tool. I selected Storyline 360, part of the Articulate suite that ACE has provided us access to. I used Storyline to develop this document and also intend to develop the class itself. I am most impressed with the variety of user inputs and the ease in which they can be implemented. This blueprint covers a single class, practical communication within a larger course. Which is entitled Leading Ad Hoc Teams. Ad hoc teams are a frequently used tool across many professional domains. Each team is tasked with a specific outcome and staffed with members from a variety of domains. The difficulty is leading them efficiently to obtain the best result because there are no established relationships. One of the most common examples is a surgical team. I became interested in this topic through Dr. Atul Gawande's book, The Checklist Manifesto. His description of the numbers of errors in surgery is alarming. A poor performing team is a matter of life and death in those circumstances. How do you prevent that from happening? This course is designed to train leaders to get excellent outcomes. The specific lesson that we will cover helps the potential leaders develop their communication skills. The research shows that communication is the key factor in success or failure for ad hoc teams. Selecting forward or back returns you to the main menu. Next, we'll look at the description of learners. This section is actually comprised of three different pieces: the learner analysis, the learner's prior knowledge, and the context analysis. I chose a button navigation addition to the normal here because of the interplay between the pieces in creating the course. I wanted to keep the on-screen text to a minimum to respond to what we've learned about Meyer's multimedia principle. The key factor to see in this learner analysis is that we are adding a new skill to an already skilled person. You may have to overcome their resistance because of the attitude, I already know all of this. And the course has to be geared to highly educated, successful professionals. If you talk beneath them, you will lose them. Next, I will address the learner's prior knowledge. The key is not so much in what they know, but in what they may need to unlearn. Most leadership training that they may have received or experienced are from a command and control perspective, which is ineffective in an ad hoc team environment. The last piece is context analysis. This describes a tight time frame to train the leaders for a key job. After the previous submission, I extended the class time from 2 to 4 hours after reviewing my material. Returning to the main menu, we will visit the learning objectives for the class next. From my original submission, I have reduced the objectives from 5 to 4 and added specificity to the degree of measurement on each objective. This is an area I feel could take an extra document if I were turning this course over to a designer that didn't have a subject matter expert to help him develop the content. Using the next button to return to the main menu, we will visit the learning activities next. Again, I think this is a part of the document that could go really deep. Instructional video needs expert credentials to resonate with the audience we just introduced. There are some excellent TED Talks that could be used for content and are available through YouTube. The role-playing videos would be most effective if they were comedies, especially comedies that the learners are familiar with. Clips from The Office, Office Space, or Parks and Rec would work well. Polling is a way to do a pre-test of the student's knowledge and even to identify examples of concepts that need to be unlearned. Discussion is a powerful tool in this class for engagement and collaborative learning, much like the environment that they're going to be charged with creating. The back button can also be used to return to the main menu. Our last section is assessment. I've actually got 2 sections here, formative assessment and summative assessment. After submitting my initial draft, I've added the summative section because I wanted to be specific about what students need to master to qualify for leadership. Formative assessments are designed to aid the student to measure his or her own learning, to show him or her what they don't yet know. We've discussed the power of polling and discussion, but discussion here can also be used in storytelling, helping people see positive and negative examples from their own experience. The next button gets us to the summative assessment. Each assessment piece is tied directly to the learning objectives. I included a variety of modalities to keep these students engaged. Returning to the home screen allows the developer to look deeper into a previous topic in light of the new data that they've received. I believe this layout would allow the learner to get the best overview of the material.